looking for the best way to avoid germs right now, the WHO and the CDC have both said we need to stop touching basically everything. So here are the tips. Yeah, not the table here. Yeah. If you don't want to like handshake or something, you got to turn something down. Explain why. Like, it's not you, it's coronavirus. Give the good old friendly wave. That's a little weird when they come out with a handshake. The head nod's always good with the eye contact. Prayer hand at the heart or in front of you. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So any go-to moves that you got?
I mean, we could all do the jazz hands, can't we?
Oh, like, so, but like that still is so strange. If I come at you like this
strange.
and
Yeah,
you
like,
jazz hand your way out.
But you can make it
like
funny, right? You can go like, hey, not spread germs, right?
Just say you have coronavirus. Be like, sorry, I got it.
Oh my goodness!
No.
Can you imagine what'll like happen on the streets?
Well, then the conversation ends at that point.
Yeah,
exactly,
sure
100%.
Like, are we going to see, you know, like how sometimes when we have like bad weather seasons and we have like a stretch of bad weather, we see this boom in babies like 9 months later? Oh. Are we going to see the opposite because people are afraid to touch each other?
Self-quarantine babies.
Like, are we going to be like a dip in the population?
No, I think Brandon's on it.
Self-quarantine babies.
Yeah, I guess if you're
if you're stuck in quarantine for 2 weeks,
What
you
are you
a
got
lot more time together. Time off of work.
I think this is an opportunity, though, to revisit how greetings are done typically, because we're all so used to the handshake, the half hug, and in these times of day and age, it's not so bad to talk it out before you do it, not like in a weird way. But, well, I mean,
have a negotiation of terms.
I'm a hugger, and I say
we
it
have
as
the
I'm
social
going
interaction.
to give you a little warning in case you're not. I can get a handout.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is that like
okay.
you know, in this day and age, it's better to hey, do you mind if I give you a hug? Is that okay? You know, before you just assume that everyone's okay with everything.
Agreed.
Yep.
And even have that subtle kind of, you know, you don't have to say, like, oh my God, no, like arms distance away, but more so like that subtle eye contact that we were talking about of being like, let's be respectful and kind of like vet out the opportunity while just being, you know, realistic about the current situation.
The delivery is key.
Yeah, you got to be playful with it, or at least, you know, like very concerned about the other person's feelings. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I think we all live in the day and age where, like, if a phobia runs a little too deep, like, what are we gonna start to do in terms of communicating with people? Where do we draw the line of like, we're not gonna go to the gym anymore, or the grocery store anymore,
Right.
or the
At what
coffee
point does it
shop?
stop? Yeah.
That's a lot of people are going to hope to use that excuse, I bet.
Yes. Can't do it. I'm scared.
A Vice article is going viral over the weekend asking readers what embarrassing things they do when they're home alone. Now, some of the answers are great, like performing opera to the cat, sleeping in the roommate's empty bed, and pretending to be a radio DJ around the house. So now you guys get to fess up.
Oh, wow.
No, you do too, Amy.
Yeah, you're in on this.
Anything embarrassing you do at home alone?
My home is my safe space, okay? It is my sanctuary. So I would say nothing's really embarrassing per se, but I mean, I definitely test out my Beyonce range of vocals in the shower.
Oh, yes.
Talk to myself as I clean. It's so therapeutic. I do it all the time. Dance
love
parties is a must, as we all know.
Yeah.
When I'm home alone, the pants come off, and I don't mean it. I don't mean everything. I just mean I like to be
100%.
comfortable,
feel
walking around in my little boxer briefs. That's fine, and it's like an immediate rule. Get to a hotel room, pants off, and it's just to feel comfortable, just be
I have
myself.
this mental picture I have ingrained in my head.
Yes, they just like fly off like out of a movie.
Yeah.
I can
Put my
relate.
feet up on the couch and shoop, the pants go off.
I can totally relate. I do a mixture of both.
Okay.
Pants off and singing, using my vocal chops, trying to have my own little mini concert. Something else I do really strangely is I have these scenarios in my head of dream jobs, like football coach or president of the United States. And I have these scenarios in my head where I start having press conferences and I start answering press questions by myself. It's weird. It's weird, but
It
it's
is
like,
weird.
it's media training for me.
There it
Media
is.
training yourself for yourself.
For the potential of maybe one day being a football coach.
No, we're not going to move on from
Who
this
knows?
yet. Pause. You stand up
Yes.
and you answer fake
Not
questions.
quite standing up. Not quite standing. I'm walking around the house doing things.
And my question is, do you play both sides? Are you the reporter and then you run in front of yourself and you answer the question?
Do you ever get stumped by a question you ask yourself?
Sometimes I'm a little tripped up. Trip myself up a
You're
few
like, man,
times.
I asked
and
a
I
good
have
question.
to figure
I
out a
aced
way
that.
out of it. It's good problem solving.
That's amazing.
This is the most Brandon Pope thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting some nods over from Mustafa and Ashley over there. Amy, how about you? Did you already answer? I already forgotten because of Brandon's.
I know, I'm still at second break. So I live in a ranch, and it's like the sleeping quarters on one side, the sleeping part of it, and like the rest of the house over here. And so I have a really long hallway. I do like to run and slide up and down the hallway.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's fun. And you can't do it when the kids are around because they chase you. You gotta run one of them over. So it's no one's home is the only time I can do it.
Yeah, before you all retire to your sleeping quarters.
Very cool.
Brandon, give us a big your big final speech, your big line. What's the
your
Brandon
football.
Pope 2024
Rah-rah.
tagline?
Hope and Pope. That's the big one. That's the
Hope
closer.
and Pope. That's
You
all
talked
you
to
got.
yourself for hours, and that's what you came up with.
I can't just on the spot give a grand closing speech.
All right, whatever.
Give me some time.
Thanks for enduring this guy.
Oh my God.
We appreciate it.
Hey,
The
thank
entertainment
you.
is appreciated.
All right, you can keep up with Pooja by following her on social media at Little Tembo. Am I saying that right? Tembo?
Yeah, you're saying that right.
And
does
it's
that
a
mean?
great follow.
Tembo is the Swahili word for elephant, and
Oh.
I consider it to be my spirit animal. So little,
Love
but
that.
big dreams.
And they're lucky, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
That's awesome.